Hi, everybody. I never start until there we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan will be joining us shortly. We're sorry we took a week off. Andrew has been reading me the riot act for taking the week off. Go figure, Andrew. I've been, fasting and getting in shape and discovering that this next birthday is going to make me too old to even want to get out of bed. So that's what I've learned from the past week. I can't fast for an entire week anymore.
Well, just go to Instagram and look up old guys working out, and then they'll start sending you a whole bunch of those kind of videos, and it'll inspire you to start working out more.
Yeah.
No.
I want to eat pizza and chili burgers, to be honest, for my next birthday.
Come on.
I'm just being honest. But let's jump into it. We were having this discussion before we started, and hopefully Miguel will be along shortly. Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, right? First of all, can I say this out loud? I know this is a Me Too era, and there's things to be said about it, right? If you're a fan of any of the Paul brothers, you're gay.
Oh shoot.
And I don't mean in like the you're making fun of gay people. No, I mean like you suck dick. You sucked. I'm over the Pauls. Like he wasn't classy, his brother wasn't classy. He's moving on from the fight. He was such a bitch about getting the rematch. Like there's so many things I do not like about Jake Paul. He's just white trash from Ohio. And this has gone on too long, in my humble opinion.
That stopped at the right moment, in my opinion. He faced what I would call the elite level of striking MMA in the last fight against Anderson Silva, gets a victory, and in this fight goes up against ground level pro boxer. This is ground level. This is Tyson Fury is nothing. He's not even a prospect yet. Come on, the guy was 9-0. He's Tyson Fury's little brother with a fighting background in his family. That's what he was going into this fight. He doesn't pass that test. And you know what? Fuck those scorecards. That fight was not that close. He actually made Tommy look good. You remember, Lee, going into this fight, I didn't have a lot of confidence in Tommy Fury. I liked what his family was. I like that, they take their shit serious. Everyone that kept saying that they were going to fix this fight, I'm sorry. These guys were one fight away from controlling the entire boxing world. Celebrity, pro, I don't give a shit. It's Fury that you have to go through now. That last name. They're making money everywhere. First thing Tommy does is call out KSI or whoever. He's from that side of the pond too. That's probably going to do thousands of seats. Seriously, when they fight. He is now the number one fighter in celebrity boxing. They weren't going to let that go. Do you think they're going to give that up for $7 million? Stupid for Paul to ever think he was going to fight that family and get out of there alive or get out of there with some fix. Only thing that could have been fixed was the scorecards. That's it. That family don't lay down.
Well, joining us on the show now is Miguel Antonio Barragan. In a world where you can picture an Instagram reel of me saying that if you like Jake Paul, you're gay, and I mean dick-sucking gay, what did you think of the fight?
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Sorry if my voice is a little raspy. But yeah, a lot of yelling last night. I kind of wanted to tune in, but at the same time, I kind of didn't. I did ultimately, of course. Thank you, VIP Box.
Yes.
So I think for the first time, what's his name? Jake Paul found his I guess youthful match, right? Because he was fighting guys who were like a little bit older, over the hill, right? And then of course, obviously, former mixed martial artists, guys who are kind of already retired or on the downside of their careers. And there was a lot of talk about Tommy's what was it his record, right, about like the win-loss record of his opponents basically. And
Yep.
people, that's common, right? We know that. I mean, granted, it might not have been to that extreme with a lot of young boxers, but that's just very common to see guys fight like that. And now he gets this opportunity against somebody like Jake Paul. I mean, it was a jackpot for Fury, right? So um I got to be honest. Like I'm gonna piggyback off of what Andrew said. The fight did not look that close. Like I know they were trying to make it
I
pretty close,
agree.
right? It really wasn't. I'm man. Like for a quick second, I was like, you know what? I'm almost positive that there's gonna be some funny ass business there. And mind you, that the scorecards were there as well. But like I was like, okay, maybe Fury. There's a lot more money invested or potentially invested in a Nate Diaz, Jake Paul future showdown. So what better way to make that work than if Jake Paul can remain undefeated, and then there's a lot more heat, there's a lot more excitement and interest going into a potential fight like that. And it didn't turn out that way, which I'm kind of glad. It's like sometimes some of these decisions that we hear on actual regular boxing fights are like, God damn it. And this one was close to that, but ultimately the right guy won. And I'm glad. I'm glad that. And here's the thing: I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, thank you, Tommy Fury, for shutting this motherfucker up." Yeah, he's not going to shut the fuck up, guys. Jake Paul is not going to shut the fuck up. Like, yes, granted, this totally like is a dent in kind of like his aura or whatever, right? People don't see him the same, I'm sure, but he's going to continue doing whatever the fuck he's going to continue doing, and I'm sure he's going to want some sort of. If I'm not mistaken, there was a rematch clause, right? I think so. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're going to try to do that again. It was a spectacle. What else can we say, right? It was mildly entertaining. I'm not going to say it wasn't, right? Because we got to see a different side of Paul. We got to see, a more prepared opponent in Fury, and Fury did us a fucking humongous favor by whooping his ass, right? And it was not as close as the scorecards made it seem. Um, it was okay. It wasn't that great of a fight. It was sort of entertaining, right? But I mean, I even got my dad involved. Like I pulled it up on fucking VIP. I was like, "Look, Dad, there's fighting." He's like, "Why are you watching this motherfucker?" It's like, "Dad, you know why we're watching this shit. Let's watch." So he's like, "Okay." So he pulled up a seat and we started watching. So
When I got nervous, Miguel, is that stupid knockdown late in the fight.
yes, yes.
I was really starting to think of what you said about when you grabbed that story off the line about the script had been
The
released.
script, the
Right.
infamous script.
hmm
I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" One, it was a terrible drop, right? If it was staged, Tommy didn't even take that punch correctly when he went down. It was more of to me, balance, but they counted it, and it made me real nervous going into those scorecards. Like, well, that's that. It's almost that's the way out. It's either a draw. Is it going to be a draw or a Paul win by 1 point? So it made me nervous, but yeah, that. I thought Fury had won that fight. I think it was in the weigh-ins when Paul finally realized he wasn't in a show. It wasn't a show anymore. He didn't have the upper hand in this fight. Tommy was ready. He looked prepared. He looked intense. He comes from a family that I got to keep saying this. That Fury family don't fucking lay down. They were never going to lay down. I told everyone, you really think his dad sat down at a fucking table and was like, "Yeah, what round do you want us to start failing in? What round do you want Tommy to back off in so you could get the victory?"
His brother's got what, $200 million, $300 million. This isn't about money.
It's not. And the fame that family has now over there, that Fury last name of what they're doing, celebrity and pro. His brother is the best boxer in the world. You know what? His little brother looks like him and KSI are going to sell out arena. I'm telling you right now, if Jake Paul doesn't bow down to all of their demands, they will walk from that. They will give some reason. They've done it before with the 3 postponements or whatever. And that will be it for him facing that guy. They'll move on and face other guys over there. If we've noticed anything in the last few years, Europe run boxing in the fact that fans are buying tickets out there. Every fight they put on, I don't give a fuck if it's a featherweight, a middleweight, a heavyweight. The crowd sold out. They're cheering. They're singing. It's a different breed out there in boxing fans than it is in the States right now.
They care, and they're happy, Andrew. Look, here's the truth. When I go to a boxing event, we have one coming up, it's not going to be like that. It's just not going to be like that.
Right.
They're
Well,
they're
it
not
may,
going to have the
because
same
there's gonna.
energy.
I mean, not the same energy, but there's gonna be, the PBC diehards. They're gonna come out, right, to watch Planet Benavides. So to some degree, it will be, but I mean, no, not to that level. No, I would say no.
Vegas will be a pro Benavides crowd. It will not be a pro Caleb Plant crowd.
To-
It will be an excuse. Can I say this? Because this is the truth, and it'll sound racist. It's a good excuse for a lot of Hispanic Americans to go to Vegas and drink a lot of beer and be into David Benavides. That's what it's going to be. You think those hillbillies from Kentucky are coming up to watch Caleb Plant?
The PBC fans will show up. Yes, they have a lot of diehards out there. The fans that have been watching Caleb, they'll be there. Listen, one thing we've noticed about Showtime Boxing from the schedule that they just put out is they're going to die on their shield. They're not playing around anymore. They got all the PBCs in line because their guys aren't making the money that they used to make, and I think they're finally discovering that they must fight each other. They must be in meaningful fights for them to create money. I like Showtimes. I don't have it memorized, but that schedule they showed yesterday, and I think they let it out earlier this week, of the next fights coming up, the Zoo versus Harrison. Who help me out here, guys? They got a bunch of fights.
I got it. Benavides, Benavides, Plant, and then Tank. What's his name? Ryan, supposedly, right?
Yeah. But yet that's not a signed fight. Not a signed fight.
No, it is. No, Lee. I told you, when you've got Golden Boy, Eddie Hearn, everyone, Tank and Ryan, everybody's announced this fight, dude. It's signed April 22nd. Matter of fact, let's look up tickets. Look up tickets.
Oh, you know what?
They don't exist.
And let's add one more to that. During last night's broadcast of Figueroa, which we'll get to, Figueroa and Maxayo, I don't know if maybe they let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but I heard Mauro Ranallo straight up say that Inoue is going to fight Fulton later on this year, and I think it's going to be on Showtime. So they mentioned that, and I was like, oh shit, did I just hear that shit? I was like, what the hell? He's like, Fulton's going to welcome Inoue into the 122 pounders. I was like, whoa, what? This is official? What the fuck? So yeah, granted, probably not signed, but if that's going to be on Showtime, oh shit, I'm keeping my subscription.
I'm glad I kept Showtime. You're absolutely right. We'll see how this works for them if their ratings go up. But the schedule.
You know what you two are? Mm-hmm. Battered girlfriends.
God,
he's changing. He bought me clothes and he went to therapy. I gave him back the keys.
They told me they changed. He told me they changed.
He told me he changed.
No, we had to wait for the money to run out. The money's out.
We have to do it for the kids.
He had to hit rock bottom. He had to hit rock bottom before he knew what he had in us.
First of all, again, I'm still gonna say it. I'm on the verge of. I already know what our new line of shirts is going to be, which is #FightNotSigned, which might be the greatest thing I've ever said. But the other one is, I want Fire Steven Espinosa. I want Fire Steven Espinosa t-shirts. I want to give them out at fights, at a Showtime fight, and see how many, just somehow get a case of those, be outside, out in front, and give everybody a case of t-shirts on the way in, and then a typical Showtime fight where they basically shit all over the fans, and everybody in the arena is basically doing the yes kind of WWE movement of fire Steven Espinosa, fire Steven Espinosa. That's my dream. And for the record, I created the fake Jake Paul script.
Oh,
I'm taking full credit for it with the help of ChatGPT.
The second they came out to not the theme songs that they said on the script, I was like, okay, I guess it's not true. But I did get a little scared.
It's a clever idea. I was actually very jealous that somebody came up with the idea of creating the fake script and floating that online, because here's what a media savvy person like Jake Paul knows, as well as Logan Paul. Look, it's not whether or not he won or lost the fight. It's how much doubt can I create?
No, I don't care. I don't care. In the argument, he lost to the lowest level. I don't give a fuck what your guys' excuse is.
But that's not what
they were told. This guy was knocking out MMA fighters with one punch.
Well,
he looked like
guys, obviously.
Amateur. he looked like an amateur to the lowest level boxing has to offer. He didn't get past the sparring part.
That's correct.
He did not get past the sparring partner. It's over. Stick to your MMA. Stick to your basketball or whoever else he was getting out of retirement. To say this guy was ever going to be in the top 10 ranking, fucking joke. To ever say this guy was going to be the face of boxing, fucking joke. To ever say he was going to fight Canelo, come on. This is it's over on that end. He's humbled, and I've seen his videos. He is humbled. He could run his mouth about knocking out or knocking down Anderson Silva. He could run his mouth about knocking out the Tyrone guy or whatever that dude's name was, Woolley. He can't say shit about the night he fought the Furies. Tommy, he can't say anything. Tommy humbled his ass almost every round. That man looked beaten at the end of the round. He knew he was losing those rounds. They bring that back. That fight most likely is going to happen in Europe because, Paul's all about his money, right? He likes it now. And it's hella sad how immediately he came out and started bragging about how much money he made and how kind of didn't really care about the win. I got the money. I know the next day he tried to run that shit back, but just a glimpse of how much he really gives a fuck about his real fans that were buying his pay-per-view. I did not. I streamed that shit. Sorry, did not give them my money. Just needed Tommy I needed Tommy to handle business. That was the only reason why I was watching, was because that shit was about to get real in boxing. You had Suleiman's punk ass. He's a punk ass, just like De La Hoya was a punk ass when he tried to put Ronda Rousey on the fucking cover of the Ring magazine, and then Holly Holmes knocks her ass out. That was punk shit too. You bring that back to Suleiman, telling me this guy was about to be ranked. He never even fought a ranked fighter. Very disrespectful. Suleiman should apologize to the boxing world of his WBC cruiserweight ratings that he ever had ever even thought about ranking fucking Paul for not even fighting a professional boxer.
Yeah, bitch. What he said. Punk ass bitch.
So Andrew, you didn't like that belt that they made then? You didn't like that belt, whatever the fuck it was? Okay.
Hey, one day we're gonna find those in the trash. I guarantee you.
No, I'm gonna find him in the gold and silver pawn shop. I'm already waiting for them to start showing up on eBay.
I think one day you're gonna see Instagram post a picture of a garbage man finding one of those WBC belts that are meaningless out of a fucking garbage. Mark my words.
Well, that just ruined your Christmas present for next year, Andrew. Straight up. Let's cover a few news stories that happened this past week besides Jake Paul pissing off on Andrew. Yeah?
One man's garbage. How's the saying goes?
One man's garbage is another man's treasure.
I would hang that fucker. Don't
we should flip it though. Like one guy's treasure is another man's garbage.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know you guys are going to be disappointed by this. This is kind of huge news. Adrien Broner has announced his split from BLK Prime. Yeah. And we are lucky enough to have comments from Adrien Broner. He held a press conference for nobody. Good afternoon, y'all. It's a great Sunday. I'm just going to come out and let everybody know me and BLK have parted ways. There is no bad blood. They just couldn't deliver everything that I needed. You mean a fight? An opponent? Money? Right now, I am in tip-top shape. Doubtful. I got myself into shape, and that shape is a triangle. I dropped all of my vices. I'm not clubbing. I'm not drinking. I'm ready to fight. So hit me up. My digits are down below at the bottom of the screen. That's really what he's saying. I dropped all my vices. I dropped my clubbing. I'm not drinking. I'm ready to fight. So hit me up. This is literally, if this were a video, this is where his cell phone would pop up at the bottom. Hit me up.
Or his
AB is a free agent. Yeah, right. What's the move you do hit me up, drop into my DMs if you're a promoter looking for a fight.
Slide into my DMs, guys.
Slide into my DMs.
Unfortunately, style and his lifestyle, all that adds up to is he doesn't have any money. I'm not clubbing. I'm not doing anything mean. It's very expensive
Well,
to
it costs
live
a lot of money to live that lifestyle.
that red carpet life. You know, the bottle service and everything else that they post on their Instagram pages. That's not cheap. There's reasons why. What's his name? Adrien Broner.
AB. Just refer to him as AB because he's all about the billions, Andrew.
They ain't always broke. That's what he's about to be.
And was that his actual like post, or was that AI again? Was it AI?
No.
Okay.
No. I wish AI would write this well. No, this is the real deal. There is no bad blood, dude. They're not the reasons you didn't have a fight. Like for him to basically do a service commercial of, hey, I broke up with him. Okay, they dumped you. That's what I think. Number 2, they couldn't sell tickets on you. Number 3, you're a psychopath. And number 4, you just cut a, hey, hit me up. Here's my cell phone. I'm ready and I'm down to fight. And I'm not doing anything bad. I think that works against you if you're Adrien Broner, Miguel. I think you need to be doing things bad. At this point, you know,
it's expected.
Rob an old woman or something, you know. Don't do anything. Yeah.
Right, and I've seen this like many times, right? As many times as media would talk shit about him, I've been to several fights where the media fucking sees him ringside and they rush to him, you know, for some sort of, you know, some I don't know, like a clip of something, right? So some quote or some shit like that, and it's not because what he's done in the ring, it's because the shit that he does outside of the ring, obviously, right? It's for the wrong reasons. But again, you know, it's his own goddamn fault. He went in that direction. He thought he could do the Floyd thing and be the villain. It's easier for people to hate you than it is for them to actually like you. So he went in that direction, and you know, his reputation precedes him, I suppose, right? So it's really the dumb shit that he does outside. So it's like, hey, bro, let's get a little more interest in you. Do something outside, you know, do the PVC thing and have your fucking credit card decline at a club or something. Make a scene. Oh yeah, we're back. He's back on the, you know, the headlines.
Unbelievable. In further news, or in my favorite subsection to a subsection, and I had a really bitching graphic.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes. No, yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Over under on when he tweets out Al Heyman owes him money and he's tired of this shit and he wants his money.
If he doesn't get a fight by the end of the month, right? So I expect him to be in Vegas. I expect him to get in trouble. I expect him to probably somehow magically get on the Showtime broadcast because he's Adrien Broner. And they'll make the mistake of saying something to him. If he was smart and he could get into that fight and somebody at Showtime was dumb enough to put the camera in his face, that is exactly the moment if I were Adrien Broner, I'd look into the camera and go, well, I wouldn't have to be here looking for Al if he had paid me my money. That would be the biggest moment ever in Showtime sports history. That's bigger than Tyson fights. Like that would be the most epic thing. And he won't do that because he's going to go and he's going to go, hey, where's Al so that I can blow him and see if I can get a fight.
Well, but see, right now, Lee, the phone is the answers or the calls are stopping. They're not coming in no more. Damn it. The calls, Eddie Hearn dropped the call. Fucking BLK dropped the call. We already know Showtime did. They haven't messed with Adrien Broner in a while.
Well, here's how bad Adrien Broner is. I'm sure that Oscar thought about it and just thinking it'd be fun to party with Adrien Broner. Here's how bad Adrien Broner is. Oscar's current girlfriend did hey, you can't hang out with him. That says a lot.
Does Oscar sign Al Heyman fighters?
Never.
It's
not to date. Not to date,
right? I'm trying to think off top of my head.
They're all damaged goods. Neither does
the relationship, I think, between Heyman and Hoya might be a little. I mean, we're talking Richard Schaefer is connected to that. We're talking Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if he can sign Adrien.
I mean, I don't know why Schaefer would shake him off with that shitty promotion he has.
When they try to take his company, when they were putting him in crazy houses and signing guys behind his back, and all of a sudden Oscar realized, hey, why do I only have these guys signed to one fight deals and Al Heyman signing them to fucking multi-fight deals? They took his company out from behind him while he was getting drunk and put in rehab. setting him up, but whatever. That's for another day. I don't know if that's repairable. They can do a fight together, but to actually sign fighters and have contracts, I don't know if Oscar wants to get back in bed with that guy. So no, Adrien Broner is running out of options here. The Crawford fight should have happened directly. They were dumb forever. I know we went down that road one too many times, but they were dumb forever trying to milk that one. He needs to go after someone. Seriously, go back to the Floyd Mayweather thing. Floyd has been looking for opponents all the fucking time. Start giving him a call again. Floyd might be willing to drop him $2 million. I'm saying $2 million, you guys. That's it, and take home everything else. And that fight might be doable in America for an exhibition, nothing pro, just for them two to go in there and put on a show, really, because Adrian's going to run his mouth about Floyd dogging him in his career, and then Floyd can run his mouth about beating his ass in the ring, and he'll sell a ticket.
I'm going to give him a little bit more credit. I think BLK might have given them a little bit of an advance. I'm talking about Broner. So I think he's got a little bit of cash still not that much though. I'm going to say, what are we in, early March? Probably by like May. It'll last until like May.
He's definitely going to be in Vegas fishing.
Then you're going to start seeing the tweets talking about like, where the fuck is Al? Punk bitch owes me money.
Who owes him?
You're not going to believe it. Joining us on the show, it's been a while. Top Rank Bob. Go ahead, Top Rank Bob. How are you? Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Welcome back, Bob.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a while. I was listening to the show. Have you noticed that we've made him more like Oscar the Grouch, and he lives in a trash can next to my desk? Like he just pops up like us. What are you kids doing here? Talking to a great thing in a trash can. Listen, did I hear Adrien Broner's available? Yes, that's correct, Bob. You, Manuel, what do you think about this Adrien Broner guy?
I think he'd be a great opponent, a great B-side for you, Bob, for any one of you guys.
All right, listen to me. I lost my guy John Cena in Covina, right? And then I got the other one that I use all the time who's going to jail, right? Like I've lost all my shit second tier, right? Like they're all gone, right? They've lost enough. Mm-hmm. Can't I put this guy through the ringer for like, I don't know, whatever I pay my people? I don't know. Casentas. I don't know what I pay people in. I don't know.
Pesos.
Internet dollars. Whatever the fuck that is.
You pay them in NFTs.
Yeah, NFTs. Did you see my latest line of NFTs?
Do you guys think, Bob? Do you think you're going to start? What is trying to get these fighters to maybe decide to leave the manager? Are you guys?
Great question, Andrea. Let me answer that for you. By the way, congratulations on the sex change. It's very bold in the hashtag #MyWeThey movement that you're proud enough to be that way in San Francisco.
Just answer the question, Jesus.
Okay, listen. If there's a deal to be made, there's a deal to be made. I just don't work with that filthy, dirty, rotten son of a bitch, Al Heyman. And personally, I'll do a deal with Oscar. I'll make fun of Tommy Hearns, but I do fights with him all the time. It's just those PBC pieces of crap. They're all just so bent on destruction. They're the reason I lost Terrence Crawford. He was a great B-level fighter. I would have made money indefinitely, but he kept hearing Al. Chirp, 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 chirp. That's the truth. They look at all these guys like Adrien Broner. Where is he now? Working at the candy store, right? Be selling crack next week. Mark my words. I think he'd be great. I think it would be great. We could start him. What is he this week? A middleweight? Super welterweight? Or is he a light heavyweight currently? I don't know with him.
Who owns the contract on that one junior welterweight over there in the UK that's ranked #1, Catterall? Do you think Adrien Broner could go to the UK and put on a show with Catterall?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to promote that fight. Because here's what I know about Adrien Broner, just simply based on what I've seen. He'll lose.
If Eddie Hearn or Tommy Hearn, it was smart, he would snatch up fucking Broner, for pennies on the dollar and put him up in a big comeback fight for Conor Ben. I think that would be the best thing it could
Well,
possibly fucking
there
do.
you go.
That shit will be big over
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Broner's mouth would run, and so will Conor's, and it's gonna be a big name still on Conor's record. Because again, what did you just say, Bob? Broner loses.
Broner loses.
hmm
That's my
So-
takeaway. All right. If you get his digits or his whatever the DMMD things are, you send an email to my people, and if I'm not smoking pot and I remember this conversation, it's all good. Getting back to it, under the category of hashtag fight not signed, John Fury says Usyk's not worth a 50-50 split. Well, no shit. Because you're not going to fight in the Ukraine or Europe. You're going to fight in England, which means Fury's the A side, which means Fury's really selling the arena. It has to be a 60-40 split. It has to be for this fight to get made. Fury's a greedy motherfucker to get back into the ring. He's got too many other fights, yada, yada, yada. Again, I'm going to keep saying it to you two battered wives. I'll start with you, battered wife number one, Miguel. As I said at the beginning of the year, as I said in February, now I'll say it into March. Hashtag fight not signed.
He's going to therapy. He's changing. I just have to stick with him a little bit longer. Trust me, there will be the light at the end of the rainbow or whatever. So yeah, it's okay. It's fight night sign.
You
We're talking
still
about
think
early
this
March.
fight's going to happen?
It's early March, guys. It's early March. Still, later 2023 is still a possibility. So yeah, I definitely do think it's still going to happen.
All right, Andrew, are you going to tell me that your husband's changed and he's not going to hit you?
I'm staying. He hit me, but I know it's gonna change, and so I'm
Is
staying.
the dick that good, Andrew? Is that what you're trying to
I'm
say?
staying by his side.
Calm down.
I'm staying by his side.
So funny. You guys are so funny about this fight.
I'll tell you, but it's true. Look, they only have to budge a little. Is it going to be 60-40? Probably not. But is he going to go down maybe 3% and give him the upper hand 47-53? Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. And then the Fury, Tyson would be okay with having the upper hand, shows he's the king. Uh-oh. Did we lose you, Lee?
No, you didn't lose me.
Oh, your screen went off on mine. There, you're back. All right, never mind. And Fury will show that he's the king of the boxing, which he is. And I'm sorry. Even when he's not fighting, he's on the TV, he's on the internet, he's on behind the scenes, the background of almost all the fights on ESPN. Like, Usyk really not doing that great. I know Usyk might have a little bit more on his mind right now, but it does seem like Tyson Fury is more known right now. He's more, a bigger market for Tyson Fury than it is Usyk. So there should be a little bit of a split of upper hand to Fury.
The dick must be great. That's all I keep thinking in those situations.
Stupid.
The dude must know how to fuck. How do you get back into the house every time?
Come on.
Love is stupid.
He buys me flowers, Lee. He buys
me flowers. It's love. It's love. You don't understand. It's
true.
love.
Women, men get a women too. It doesn't have to be a.
That's a good point. It's a very good point. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just being woke right now. Lee's being really sexist.
I'm not. Bob is. Bob is very bad today. We cannot have that guy on the show. It's really going to hashtag me, whatever, hashtag woke, whatever. All right. So the WBO has finally ordered official Crawford's got to fight Rocha. I turn to our analysis expert, Miguel Antonio Barragan. This is what they ordered?
Well,
really?
Yeah, didn't Rocha just win though? I mean, he earned his spot. So I mean,
I get that, but
it's obviously not the fight we want to see, right? I mean, that's no.
Well, because we're not going to ever get that fight. We all accept that now under the hashtag fight not signed.
I still think we will. It's just going to be at a point where it doesn't matter anymore. It's going to be one of those like Floyd and Manny things where, like, if Floyd and Manny built up whatever they built up during the late 2010s, and ultimately it didn't happen until years later where there wasn't as much spice, but still people 2 million pay-per-view buys, whatever the fuck. So it's going to be the same thing, only obviously not at that level because I doubt 2 million people are going to fucking purchase Spence and Crawford, but it will happen at a point where either one of those guys already has a loss or some shit like that. So yeah, of course it's going to happen, but probably when it matters less. So in the meantime, we get these mandatories, and fuck it, if we're going to go the mandatory route, hey, he's got a belt, so he's got to defend against the mandatory Crawford I'm talking about. So let's go that route. Fuck it, let's just throw whatever challengers are at him because really, right now we're not going to get the fight that we want. Yes, we will get it eventually, but not now. So hey, in the meantime, he's got dudes have to make money. He has to fight, right?
Have they actually pulled off ticket sales and a commitment for Thurman and Spence?
Not that I'm
Or
aware
is
of,
that
no.
still officially #fight not
No.
signed?
That's yes.
Not signed either. All we know, I believe Spence, they announced it on Showtime last night. It was his birthday. He's 33 now. So what Miguel is saying is true. The fight is worthless now. One, these guys are not household names. They're not. They might be in diehard boxing fans' houses, yes, but not what Mayweather and Manny were. Mayweather and Manny were known throughout the world. They didn't give a damn if you watched or if you didn't. You knew those two fighters. Crawford and Spence, especially Spence. And nobody knows who the fuck these guys are. Spence could go to a mall and anywhere in America, nobody would go up to him. Or let's throw it over under maybe 10 people. Maybe 10 people. He's nowhere. He's not Floyd at all. Terrence Crawford, well, he isn't Floyd. He's bigger than Spence because he's been on ESPN. He's been with Top Rank. He's had more on his resume on the bigger platforms than Spence has. Spence has always been basically PBC platform, and their views have been shit. So why the company is not doing good right now. So no, this fight is over. Look, every time these two guys win, and then I want to talk about the Rocha. Every time these two guys win against some obscure top contender, well then yeah, maybe the fight will get hot and we'll be I hope the fight happens now, blah blah blah. They will have a fight. They will make some money, but this is not a super fight anymore. Terrence Crawford might even be older than Spence. If I'm not mistaken, I think he is. And Spence is 33 now. Like, the shit's done. Now, with the Alex Rocha showdown, the kid put on a main event, and it looked kind of packed. Terrence Crawford always packs his house. I don't know if these guys meet in Vegas, if it will do. If both, they seem like they have strong fan bases from their hometown. Maybe they both meet up and they do all right numbers out in Vegas. Rocha, I agree with Miguel. He deserves his shot. He's got his title shot. He won it, or his interim title shot, and won it. So it's and Terrence Crawford doesn't have a company. He's kind of in no man's land. The kid did a main event, kind of packed the house. Fuck it, let's roll with it. So I'm all right with the fight where Terrence Crawford is right now.
Nice job.
Pay-per-view, guys. Definitely don't want pay. I hope this is not a pay-per-view fight, though.
Well, I mean, chances are, even though we just kind of mentioned that Crawford is, was his name, free agent kind of. I mean, he's still associated with BLK Prime, right? So chances are they're gonna go in that direction. I would not be surprised if they're actually gonna try to make this shit, some sort of like $49.99 pay-per-view or some shit.
Hey, check this out. Hey, wait! I'm glad Miguel said $49.99. I told my wife when I was watching the fight last Saturday, the Paul Fury fight. I go, yeah, baby. She's all, it's pay-per-view. I said, yeah, it's pay-per-view. I'm not buying that shit. I said, I would buy it maybe if it was $40. And she goes, oh, well, it's 40. She was on her phone. Oh, it's 49. It's right here. I said, oh shit, 49. That's only $9 away from what I said.
I know. I debated it too. I was like, you know what? To get better quality than no knock on VIP, no knock on VIP. I love you guys. So I was just like, is it really worth it? Like, it's not that bad on here. Shit, maybe I pay a little bit extra or pay something at all, and then I'll get like perfect streaming. But at the end of the day, VIP wins. Thank you, VIP.
I did. You know what I do, Miguel? Facebook Live, man. Facebook Live, hey, look, sometimes you get a comedian. The guy's like doing stand-up and showing the fight, but he was trying to get himself out there. Sometimes you get someone who knows boxing is just calling a good fight. But hey, Facebook Live, what's that? TikTok Live? My wife just came in and corrected me. She is listening behind the door. My producer just came in. It's
your
TikTok.
Producer just came. Your local area producer came in and corrected you.
Yeah, she just came in. It's TikTok Live, Lee. It's TikTok Live. So no pop-ups, no. Every once in a while they have to like upload, download or whatever the site. Even though you'll go right back to it though, and they're there again. So that's what I've been doing. You guys should try that out. It does pretty good for me when I'm doing legal.
You know what? I'd be embarrassed if I bought a BLK Prime fight of Broner and then got caught by my girlfriend. I would actually say I bought porn.
Gay
What's
porn on top of
BLK
that.
Prime?
It was
I
gay
bought
porn on
porn.
top of that. Yeah.
I thought you were watching boxing on Saturday. No, I was watching porn. I paid $50 for porn, but it's free on the internet. I know.
It's a special kind of porn. You would understand.
It's a special kind. Extreme. It's extreme.
Yeah.
I did like
And
a
by the
Donald
way,
Trump there.
I do have a couple of other sites that I go to, a couple of other, like streaming services, whatnot. But VIP is, he's top dog. He's close.
Consistent.
Yes.
I hate to say it. I like crack streams. It's what I use for football.
Yeah.
But
and Buff Stream is pretty decent too.
Moving forward, this is for our producer Sam Navajero, who's pissed off let's cover it right now. Next week, Tony Harrison is fighting Tim Tszyu. He arrived this past week, I guess, to acclimate to Australia. I think his direct quote is, "I'm here early, Tony Superbad Harrison. I need to eat some kangaroo and bone down on some of these crazy ass white women."
Wow.
I can't. I don't quote me. That's just don't
You're
quote
terrible.
Me. Let's see how many I can offend in one show.
Tony
Would you
Harrison.
rather Bob say it? I traveled here by blimp. I used Bob Arum's exclusive blimp. All right, Miguel, do I care about this fight?
Yes, absolutely. And we've mentioned it before. This is probably a better fight than, him potentially fighting, or who was Charlo, right? Was the original opponent.
Yeah,
so, like,
correct.
we talked about it before. We thought, that jump from his last opponent to Charlo is too much of a leap. It might be too much too soon for Tszyu. And then, that fight falls through. And then we get Harrison. Hey, Harrison's the former champion, a guy who holds a victory over Charlo, the same Charlo that, Tszyu is going to have down the line. So this is even a better opponent, in my opinion, and a better test for Tszyu, and it's going to show him. It's going to show us where he really is at. It's not one of them like talent gaps where he faces no fucking nobody, and then he ends up fighting for the belt sometime later. So no. Let's get him in there with like a former champion, somebody who's kind of been there and is a very formidable opponent. And Harrison is exactly that. So yes, this fight is actually a better fight in my opinion, not just for us fans, but also for the overall development of Tszyu himself. So yes, we absolutely care about this one.
Andrew, do you approve of the kangaroo meat and having his way with Australian white women?
No, I do not. I don't think well, you know what? It's not my place to say who he lays down. That's Tony Harrison's got game. He's got game. He shouldn't do that before the fight. I'd give him that advice.
You got to save that up, right? That's still old school.
Especially going up against a young kid like Tszyu, who's probably going to be, ready and energized to go the distance. This is his first big moment. He's going to step out of his dad's shadow on this fight, show his star power. I do believe they're going to sell out that fight. He seemed to have always been good at selling tickets. You add an American like Tony Harrison, the next champ, to that fight card, and I think the Australian crowd is going to back up their guy. So Tszyu is pretty big out there, so this is huge for him. Love this fight. Agree with what Miguel said. Potentially is bigger for boxing than him just going up against Charlo next and then getting just thrown to the wolves. Even if he was to defeat Charlo, he's kind of going to get thrown to the wolves early. This is kind of a builder for him, a stepping stone for him. So yeah, I'm going to be totally tuned in Saturday to this fight, Tszyu versus Harrison.
There you go. Moving forward, Amanda Serrano is injured. The Katie Taylor rematch in May 20th is no longer in play. Coincidence, Miguel?
No, I mean, I'm sure they're still going to make it. I mean, I'm sure this is just a postponement. Did they say cancel or postponement? Because I don't know what
It's
the
no
actual
longer in
wording.
play for the 20th. Currently, it's in the negotiation phase of
Ah.
when.
Okay, so yeah, so it's still going to happen, and I'm sure it's still going to happen in Ireland. So I'm not too concerned about that, and hopefully these ladies made a nice payday in the recent fights to where like they can wait, they can hold off until then, especially from their first fight that they were in a sold out Madison Square Garden. So I'm hoping that everything turns out okay, and I don't know what the exact injury or to the extent of the injury that was, but I'm sure she's got some because of her connections with her trainer, some some medication that will get her right back into the gym.
Andrew.
Yeah, nervous they're milking the cow. All we're going to see here is you said a postponement, right?
Currently.
Yeah. Something tells me they're going to need a comeback fight before a major showdown like that after an injury. I don't hold me to that, but knowing Eddie Hearn in the state of DAZN boxing, he might try to get one more out of Katie Taylor before putting her back into that match. Look, that match was very close. I wouldn't have argued the fight going either way.
Well, are we sure about that, Andrew? Because Eddie's been making some pretty dumbass fucking decisions lately, so I would not be surprised if he doesn't do that and just throws her back at fucking Serrano before tune-up.
Yeah, well, that would be. You're right on that. I won't argue against that one. But it could be, and maybe it's. I don't know. We'll see because it is Taylor. It's backing out. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that.
No. It's the other way. It's the other way around. Katie's actually pushing to fight somebody named Chantel Cameron to preserve the May date in Dublin.
So it's Serrano that's injured, right?
Yeah. Forgive me for not clarifying. All right, let's talk about two fighters who don't fight. Jared Hurd on Jermell Charlo or A. Charlo. That's the fight he would want. So when two fighters, this is a tree falling in the woods question, Andrew. When two fighters who don't fight want to fight each other, are they just making shit up for the internet?
Yeah, Jared Hurd took a defeat last night. He was stopped.
Okay. Well, there you go. So he's not even going to get A. Charlo. Who did he lose to? Because I refuse to watch.
What's that?
Did you watch that fight, the Jared Hurd fight last?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I most certainly did. Yep.
Well, let's jump ahead on that because we're just working our way up to it. I just wanted to do the Jared Hurd talking shit. I mean, that's his first fight. What, in 18 months? 22 months?
Yeah, something like that. It was a while. Yeah.
Yep.
And did he lose badly, Miguel?
No. Well, see, here's the thing. All right, I guess we could just hop into it already. He takes a lot of fucking shots. Probably shots he shouldn't fucking need to take. In his most recent fights, he's been taking a lot of damn shots. And I believe like he just made the move to middleweight in his last fight, and it didn't go well for him. And he was doing very well in this one. It's just, I think it was just a matter of youth, man. The guy was able to take, Resendez was able to take his shots better than Hurd was taking Resendez shots. So ultimately, the fight ended on a doctor stoppage because I think going into the 10th round, he had a real bad cut on his the left side of his upper lip, like a real serious laceration. And the doctor, as soon as the doctors looked at it, he's like, "No, we stopped it." He barely looked at it. He's like, "Fucking stopped it." So
it was split in half. It's totally split in half.
So it was bad, granted there was only one more round left, but any more punches, that shit would have fucking ripped his damn lip right off. It was pretty bad gash. So now, mind you, it was still close up until then. Resendez was probably winning anyway. But they definitely helped him out by ending that fight there. Now I don't remember if that cut happened in the 9th already, the round before, or if he had it for a couple of rounds prior to that. And mind you, the way his stance is, the left part of his face and his lip is what's closer to his opponent. So he was probably going to get hit with a lot more jabs on that side of the face, and he was going to be able to get out of the way of those punches. So anyway, it wasn't a bad loss per se because it was still very close towards the latter half of that fight. It's just that damn cut happens, and it was a legit cut. It's a technical TKO.
Hey, that's 3 out of 4 fights now. Jared is taking a defeat. He's starting to become a waste of talent. He's in his 30s, 32 years old. He's had 3 defeats out of his last 4 fights. He didn't fight for 22 months. PBC ruined him. He's done their stupid little game plan of having one fight, never fight. Dude, did you guys hear when they were like, he was in the fight of the year in 2018? That was 5 years ago. Where has he been as far as?
Well, no, that's like people who get high. You remember that one time we got so high? You mean like 5 years ago when we were in our 20s? Like, what are you talking about, bro?
This guy was big enough to move anywhere. He could have fought the Charlos. He could have fought Munguia. He could have fought Golovkin. He could have fought anyone. He's in the fight of the year against Lara, I believe it was, in 2018. Lara's about to fight Triple G. Just fucking what a waste. I picked him to win this fight. I thought he was big enough to take the smaller Rosendo out. Totally wrong. Rosendo's heart. Look, Mexican fighters are on a fucking fire this year. 2023, they're putting on some tremendous bouts for boxing, and they're coming out with victories everywhere from the UK to America. It does not matter. They're really hot right now. It's been a while since Mexican boxing seemed like it was falling off a little after the Juan Manuel Marquez and Barrera and them started backing away. Like Canelo, I still will say to this day, was not as hot as I think we thought he was going to be when he first came out. And I know it's that Mayweather loss. I know how defeats affect these fighters' market. Boxing is really strange like that, but it just seems like Mexican boxing has been kind of just in, not doing so good. We're in 2023. They have a tremendous amount of victories, a lot of champions coming in, and Rosendo, another one. Put him in the ring with anyone. The kid looked ready. He had a chin. He had the energy, the power. Just an excellent fight.
And he's very young. He was like 24. He's got a long way to go. He's 24. Yep. I mean, not a long way to go, but I'm saying like he's ripe. He's perfect. He's fucking ripe. Throw him in there.
From his prime. Put it like that. If played right, he's still 2 years away from his prime.
I think there are a lot of rock stars out there. At least that's what I've seen on the floor for this year with Miguel. I like Bam. I like some of these young Hispanic fighters that are proud of where they come from, whether it's from here or from there. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm just tired of the guys. I'm going to say it. I'm tired of the Benavidez's. I'm tired of the Canelos. I'm tired of all of you got to go. I'm just done. You guys have all made too much money. You're not hungry.
Well, Benavidez is finally, he's either going to shit or get off the pot in this next fight. If he loses to
Caleb Plant, he's not going to lose to Caleb Plant. I predicted that this is going to be such a lopsided fight. It will be ridiculous.
I'm giving Caleb a little bit more credit than that. The guy's a boxer. He's going to be on his toes. He knows he can't stand there and bang with Benavidez. I think they're going to come in with the game plan of moving. Now, if it all goes wrong for him, that's fine. More power to Benavidez, and we can move on with him with a potential bigger showdown.
Let me continue with more shitty fighters, Andrew. Okay, and those are 2 guys. The Charlos. One of them's the undisputed champion. When are you going to defend those fucking belts? Sorry. And you both want more time off for what? Got to go to the Bahamas? Like, I'm over it.
I think Benavidez is in line more for Canelo than he is the Charlos. And Canelo kind of needs Benavidez to win, too. If Benavidez can beat Caleb Plantley and make that fight a decent pay-per-view showdown, I'm in. I'll buy it.
Get out of the business.
Huh?
What I'm saying is, if you're above the age of 30 and you have waited longer than 1 year to defend your titles, you have to drop your titles and give up your license and go fight on the senior circuit with Floyd.
Well,
I'm done with it. I want the kids to come up and to have good attitudes, who are excited to beat the fans.
A company that has lost all credibility, though. Look, the WBC was losing credibility in the Don King era. The WBC today should be considered a joke, and it's sad that his son has made that company this way. But the belt making, the shifting of the bending of the rules, starting with Mayweather, it's just been a joke. It's an absolute joke. It feels like a Rocky movie in the WBC. They're writing scripts over there. They're not fixing fights, but they're fixing the fucking rankings, and they're making stupid belts that are meaningless. So you got to stop thinking about the WBC as a major title. That's probably where we need to start. Let's go back to the WBA. Isn't that the first title ever created anyways?
Yeah.
And I know they have a shitload of belts, but they've been pulling back on theirs, and they just don't have the bad taste or look that Suleiman has created over in the WBC. At least in my opinion, the title it's pretty bad right now.
Yeah, I'm back to this fight here regarding what's the name, Charlo. Keep in
good
mind,
way to
Charlo,
circle around.
there you go. Regarding Charlo, keep in mind he was supposed to fight against Tim Tszyu, so that fight fell through. So he had something planned. The other Charlo, that motherfucker, I don't know where the hell he's been. So I can guarantee that motherfucker needs to be in the ring soon. I mean, he should be, I should say. So yeah, on that subject of guys, getting out of the way and letting these young cats come in. Excellent victory by Resendez. I can't pronounce the last name. Last night against fucking Hurd. This is awesome. This new blood, Mexican blood. Not just in boxing. We started the year in the UFC with no Mexican champions, and now last night we have 3. So it's like, holy shit, they're coming out of the fucking water, right? So we have 3 Mexican champions in the UFC, and then we have an excellent fucking victory from Resendez yesterday. Dude, that guy's bad. He takes a lot of shots. I'm not gonna say he wasn't. And by the way, that fight was very entertaining. Yes, granted, it wasn't the most technically sound fight, but holy hell, man, they were going at it like you can barely put a piece of paper between these guys. And the referee did an excellent job of trying to stay out of it as much as he possibly could, letting them try to fight out of the clinches, which there were very few of. Very few times that they actually make their way towards the ring, towards the ropes. I mean, they were pretty much in the center, circling one another. Man, these guys were fucking landing lefts and rights. Somebody was bound to go down. Granted, it was only a 10-round fight as opposed to 12, but man, somebody was going to go down. Someone was going to get hurt. And, it just so happens that it was Hurd. Now, when the fight was stopped, I was reading your guys' text messages. Andrew, who did you say this? He's got to be fired. Who are you talking about?
The Resendo's trainer, Robles.
Okay.
Fucking.
Oh, Manny.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, they go. Hey, did you know Resendo was gonna win the fight?
Oh, I had my doubts. I didn't
want. I kind of. It's this guy right here. This guy totally believed in him. I did it. I was like, what the fuck? You could see Resendo fucking look at that man. Are you really saying this on TV, on camera? I couldn't believe it, bro. You know what? That motherfucker could have said, I'm sorry, I get mad. But how disrespectful, how embarrassing that you went into a fight not even believing in your fucking fighter? Are you serious right now? Fire his ass. It was like he was there for a fucking paycheck. He's gone. I would fire him. And Resendo looked like he had the face that said it right on there. You're out. Not coming back with this man. This man will go to sleep thinking I'm going to get my ass kicked the next night. He should have said, I didn't sleep. I knew he could do it, but we were working on a game plan. He could have worded that so many other ways. The fact that he said he did not believe in him and then he pointed to his manager and was like, it was this guy right here, give him all the credit for believing in him. Fucking gone.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't say that shit in front of a camera. It's like I did pick up on that, but I wasn't sure if that's what you're referring to because I did watch it afterwards. I was at the UFC fight last night, so I wasn't able to watch the fight until later on that night. And then I was like, what the fuck? Because when I read your text, not joke, I thought this is what I thought. I saw the results, right? And I was like, okay, did Hurd's corner throw in the towel when they shouldn't have? It was the 10th round. I was like, what the fuck happened? It wasn't until afterwards. I was like, wait, hold on, what was he talking about? Because I was confused. But yeah, I after the fight, the post-fight interview inside the ring, that shit sounded ridiculous. Robles was like, I had my doubts, but this guy's like, what the fuck you mean you had your doubts, motherfucker? Why are you there? Why are you there then? It really is it just fucking sign a damn paycheck? At least don't admit it, motherfucker. Even if you actually mean it, don't fucking admit it. Come on now, good lord.
The last check I signed for his ass, I might throw that on the floor too. Swear to God, you can move. Hey, and I have
my doubts that you'll be in my team next fucking fight. How about that?
I'll tell you something. They gave us a little insight of the downfall of Hurd's career. Lee, they were saying that man used to train with James Toney. And when you watch Jared Hurd in the ring, he is trying to be James Toney, but he's not. He's not even he takes so many punches trying to do that shoulder rolled up and down. Oh, look, I'm staying on the inside. It's cool. It's entertaining. But he's taken a lot of punches with that style.
I'm going to take a wild guess. He hasn't talked to James Toney recently to realize that style takes a lot of abuse.
A lot of abuse. Yeah. When they said that, Tony I was like, ooh, all right. That plays into why he's doing this.
It's very cringy. It's very cringy to talk to James Toney these days.
Exactly. It's like, listen to him talk. Hurd that's what happened with his style. So is that you can see a few, they always tell you that it's like, hey, if you're gonna date a girl, you should check out her mom, and that's what she's gonna look like in the future. That's kind of the same thing, bro. Like, if you're gonna go that fucking direction, like, look at fucking Tony, and that's what you're gonna follow.
You're gonna be a big fat guy who stutters, who mumbles. Yeah.
And the size difference. It's like, come on, dude, you were towering over all of your opponents. James Toney didn't tower over anyone. There was a reason why he did the inside, try to do, stay close. Hurd, wrong style your whole fucking career, and now it makes sense on why you're doing that.
Well, let's talk about Friday night. Brandon Figueroa decisions Mark Masayo in a war to take over Ontario. Where did they have it, Miguel? Did they have it at the courtyard or did they have it at the lumber yard?
Toyota Center.
Oh, no, they had it at the Ontario Center. Yeah, Toyota.
Ontario,
yeah. There's an actual arena, but Ontario. And if you're thinking, ooh, Ontario, Canada, no, Ontario, California.
Yeah. When they said Toyota Center, I thought, isn't there like a Toyota in like fucking Texas? I thought it was like.
I didn't even. Here's the one that blew me away a couple of months ago. I didn't know that there's an arena now in Henderson.
There's an arena in Henderson? Shit.
There's a brand new arena in Henderson that they built for minor league hockey. I shit you not. They'll build an arena for anything. It's a good excuse, I guess. Andrew, you actually watched this.
Yeah, Figueroa, yes, excellent fight. Look, didn't I thought Mark was going to be too heavy. Masayo was going to be too heavy, too big for Figueroa. Wrong again. Figueroa, just a tremendous chin, tremendous stamina, tremendous will. The way this kid walks through punches, keeps punching, throws fucking 100 punches around, doesn't care, never breaks. I really, maybe in the Fulton fight, Fulton might have stunned him a few times, but overall, he might go down one of the best chins and pressure fighters the sport has ever seen. Seriously, because he's starting to get the title fights behind him. This is a big win. He's going to go into a huge fight with Ray Vargas if they get that one signed. These are two guys, both tall fighters, throw 1,000 punches. An excellent fight. Ray Vargas just took a defeat. That was a weight class above him. He's going down back. It's sort of like the Morales Zahir Rahim situation, right? When Morales fought Rahim, different weight class, took a defeat, comes back, I think fights Pacquiao. Anyways, same thing's happening here with Ray Vargas. Is still going to make for an excellent fight with him and Figueroa. But yeah, Figueroa, just too much pressure. Masayo did great. He was throwing good combos. They had him winning. I didn't have the fight as close as they did, or let me say, I was just a little bit nervous that the fight wasn't as close as they kept saying it was. And then when they read the scorecards, I didn't think they were that far away, but I had Figueroa winning this fight. I think you could just see that Mark was declining. That's what I kept paying attention to. That yes, he was landing good shots and landing the better power, what seemed to be the better power shots, but overall, Figueroa was breaking him down, and by the end, I think Figueroa could have stopped him if he would have went a little bit more pressure to the body. But great fight, and what a potential showdown with Vargas.
All right, Miguel, give me the assessment.
Well, this is Brandon always puts on these kinds of fights, which is one of the reasons why on the last show that we did, I was looking at personally, I was looking forward to this one because these are the type of guys that don't back down. They meet you in the middle of the ring and they'll fucking throw down, similar to the co-main event. So, or yeah, to the co-main event with Hurd and Mercedes.
Yeah.
So, it was two back-to-back fights. Yes, I know we clown on fucking on PBC for always going decisions, but these two fights were awesome. Now, I love the fact that we got as much out of those fucking two fights as possible. I don't like the fact that Brandon takes so many goddamn punches, man. Like, yes, he might be one of the best, like, current pressure fighters, but goddamn, does he take a lot of ass whooping? And we saw what happened to his brother Omar. So they have this very similar style. They take a lot of punches. They come forward. They switch from orthodox to southpaw. In between fights, back and forth. So they have very similar styles. But I mean, it's too much now. For us fans, it's amazing because we get to see an amazing fight, but I'm not sure how long he's going to be able to have a career with taking these kinds of shots. Now, granted, he comes out of the fights and his face is relatively clean. Yeah, it's a lot of trauma because he's getting punches, but his face holds up. He doesn't get cut a lot, so that most definitely helps him. That's in his favor there. I was loving the fucking body shots. Good Lord, I was loving the body shots. There were a couple of times where I swear he hurt Magsayo, and Magsayo kind of like backed away for a quick second, and I don't even think, like, it was so subtle that I'm not even think the commentators picked up on it because no one said anything. Maybe Abner kind of caught on it a couple of times, but I mean, really, like those shots. Oh, geez, and that's the best way you slow down a guy like that. Anybody really for that matter. He did it with Neri, and chances are he's probably gonna do it with Reyes as well. That fight. Ray Vargas happens in the near future here, and hopefully because we just saw Ray Vargas lose at 130 at his debut at 130. He's probably gonna drop back down to 126 to defend the belt. I hope so because I certainly don't want to see Brandon fight for a vacant belt. I would much rather him fight the champion. Someone like Ray Vargas. So I enjoy the fight thoroughly. I love the fact that the referee Terry Thomas, what the fuck his name is, to deduct the point.
I actually got that joke, but that was funny.
Oh, thank you. It took a point from Magsayo from the holding. I hate it when they fucking hold that much. I hate, again, maybe not so much the fact that they hold that much, but the fact that the referee allows them to get away with it. That pisses me off so damn much. Just the way Floyd did with Manny. Every time Manny would like come close and corner him, he would hold him, and the referee just allows that shit. And I don't give a rat's ass what anybody says. Oh, that's just fucking strategy. That's the game. Like, no, it's not. After some point, you have to stop fucking holding, and the referees have to enforce that shit. Like, look, I have to split you up every time you fucking do it, every time you hold. So if you do it too many times, you're gonna get deducted a point, and he did it to Magsayo. Thank God, because he was doing a lot of holding. So yeah, I'm glad that he finally, he did what he could to stay out of the fight, the referee. I mean, but when he needed to put his foot down and be like, all right, dude, enough of that, he did it, and I love that. Go ahead, Andrew.
I agree with the holding points. To a certain extent, he's going to have to keep that same energy in every fight now. I don't want to see a time where you're in a Floyd Mayweather situation and now all of a sudden Mr. Taylor don't know what a fucking hold is and he's not calling shit. Now, he almost DQ'd a fighter last night on holding. He was 2 points already deducted. The next one is you're out. Why I'm not totally pissed off today? Oh, my God. Miguel, did he not fucking give that guy 4 points on all those delays where he kept taking a knee? Dude, Magsayo kept going down to a knee. Lee, every time he got a guy put his arm, Figueroa had leaned over on him, he'd go down. Every time it looked like sometimes Figueroa hit him with the body shot. He would act like he crumpled over. Figueroa would lean on him, he'd go down. And the ref never called one of them a knockdown or a delay. So kind of evened out there for Magsayo. How do you say his name?
Magsayo.
Yeah.
To give you guys a little bit of insight on why Figueroa should start being respected in this game, Miguel just said his name. Luis Neri was 31-0 when Figueroa faced him. Stephen Fulton was 19-0, and Mark Magsayo was 24-1, and really had a huge win over Gary Russell. He's the one that dethroned Gary Russell Jr. These are 3 big fights for Figueroa, and now you're talking about Ray Vargas being next. He's definitely coming into form here. Now you have Fulton fighting Inoue. You have Figueroa fighting Vargas for a WBC title. There's big potential here for these guys later on to meet again, catch weight, or in a way move up to try to do his, what would it be, his fourth weight division, something like that. So really big. Or Fulton wins, he moves up one division and goes for the rematch. And, Chavez versus Roger Mayweather did that. Chavez beat him at lightweight and then moves up to junior welterweight when he's a champion there and fights him again. So it could happen that way. But just excellent spot. And for what we're talking about on the Mexicans, Rosendo last night, all pressure, defeats his guy. Navarrete, all pressure, defeats his guy. Mauricio Lara out there in the UK defeats Woods, all pressure. Like, these fights have been nothing but all pressure, all excitement. Beautiful fights where the Mexican flag is being raised a lot afterwards. So, yeah, good start to 2023.
And what better way for Brandon than to do it with like those body shots? I don't think people are like, they've mentioned it a couple of times in the in the broadcast, but man, like, those body shots were fucking great. Like, what better way to slow down as somebody who can move around like that? And he was able to. And here's the thing: one of the things that I kind of just like had my doubts was his power at 126. We mentioned, we thought he was Maxey was just going to be too much for him as far as like being the natural featherweight, and it's not like Brandon was a really a knockout puncher anyway. It's more volume, it's more wearing you down. That's normally how he does this thing, right? So as long as he was able to keep that kind of volume in the next weight class, he would do just fine. And we saw how he did against Magsayo. So I don't think that his power is going to be, what's the word? It's going to be compromised at all, even at featherweight. The fact that because he's not a knockout puncher anyway, the fact that he's able to keep going, he's got that cardio to throw, and it's about volume for him. As long as he can continue doing that at 126, he's going to be just as successful as he was at 122.
You guys feel good about your comments?
Yeah.
Because you realized this could go completely the other way, and these could have been shit fights.
Yes, but they weren't.
And Andrew would be telling me how he's never going to watch a PBC fighter again. You're currently, fucking the pool boy on the side while your husband's in rehab. I mean, you guys are so two-faced about this shit. It's ridiculous.
No, hold on though. The PBC, those three fights that I just named, Fulton and Neary are all PBC fighters. They're starting to fight each other. Look, the money's it's dried up. These guys are.
I'll prove it to you right now. If the Harrison Zoo fight sucks this weekend, right? You're going to tell me how you're never going to watch the PBC again. You're going to tell me that.
I'm sorry. I disagree. I disagree with you totally. This isn't fucking buying pay-per-view of watching Spence fight Ocampo. Okay, these are PBC champions that are now starting to fight each other. Caleb Plant might not be a champ. He has one defeat to Canelo. That is a great fight. That's old school.
Oh, that fight is going to suck. That fight's going to suck.
Because it might be Benavidez mowing down Plant, and that's fine. That only builds the Canelo showdown. It only does. So I'm okay with that. But no, they are fighting each other. When you hear Ray Vargas is a PBC fighter, now he's all ready to fight Brandon Figueroa. So Brandon Figueroa is basically going to face 4 of the top PBC guys down in those weight classes. This hasn't happened. I'm sorry. These are all champions, undefeated, maybe one defeat, all facing each other. There's a change happening. I'm telling you, if you watch the...
What the change is, they're hungry, Andrew. They need to eat. Shit. I don't mean hungry for a title. I mean, great. We need money.
This is all great for us. And trust me, the fans will watch if they start putting the fights on again. We will come back. There is nothing more beautiful than 2 champions, undefeated champions fighting and both knowing how to do it technically right. There's nothing better in the sports. That's why boxing is where it is. They will come back as long as they put the fights together. The PBC has an opportunity to save this shit. I think they're trying. If you really look at their Showtime schedule and what's like, I don't know what's going on with the Charlos. Leave them out. Spence said yesterday he's got a major announcement coming. We'll see.
He's going to fight Thurman. It's going to be Thurman. So he gets a 12-round, 8-4 decision over Thurman.
Well, okay. So we'll just say he fights Thurman. One shitty fight out of like these last few pretty decent cards from if PBC continues this shit, I'm gonna forget I even went the other way. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I believe Ray Vargas was ringside for that Magsayo and Brandon Figueroa.
Yes, he
fight.
was.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
These could have eased. Well, all right. I'm just. All right. Hi. Hey, you know what, everybody? Check us out on social media like everybody else is at FightNet Radio. We just hit over 500,000 this past week. So very excited, and we thank all of you fans. You can also check out our website at boxingtonight.io. I don't know if I've updated the schedule in a while, but you can certainly find different ways to listen to us. And there's a news feed as well. Is there anything you'd like to add, Andrew?
No, sir. Watching Showtime Saturday, Harrison versus Zoo.
Miguel, what fine establishment are you staying in so you didn't have to go more than a block after the UFC?
I did have to go a little bit more than a block because I mean, dude, it's Vegas. You know, there's fight
Yes.
weekend, right? There's UFC card, and then there's like NASCAR in town, and I think there's even like a pro fucking. I think the Oakland A's played somebody here, so everything was like packed this fucking weekend. So I had to stay several blocks away at the Silver Sevens up on fucking Paradise. So
Oof,
this
no, well.
the shitty ass dude. Their Wi-Fi is garbage, man. I was trying to watch, you know, the fucking fight on my laptop last night, right? Because I pulled it up on my laptop. It was just crappy. It was like getting
But they
stuck
have bar
and everything.
trolls.
Damn it.
Did you get a bar troll?
No, what's a bar troll?
Uh-oh.
Oh, please tell me.
You don't know what a bar troll is? Andrew knew immediately. That's why he went,
Please.
uh-oh.
Please tell me what a bar troll.
That'll tell you about Andrew's local bar.
Shut the hell up.
What's the title of this week's show? Bar Trolls and Magsayo.
Are we talking about ring rats? What the wrestlers call ring rats? Is that
Well,
what it is?
kind of, yes.
Okay,
But a bar
okay.
troll that specifically. Have you ever been to like a PT's?
Yes, definitely.
Have you seen those women that have been there just a little too long?
Yes.
Okay,
I
that's a
have
bar
noticed
troll.
that.
That's a bar troll.
Everyone.
Everyone. PT's is pretty heavy. You're really going downhill at that point. That's a step below Dottie's.
Every divorced man in the bar is their friend.
Right. Like everybody knows your name. Like everybody knows that girl's name.
You go to a bar here in California. I didn't notice the difference till I got back here to California. I don't feel like I need a shower after I go to bars here. That's the automatic first reaction when I go to a bar in Vegas outside of a casino. I need a shower. Need a shower quick. Get that stink tank off. Bar trolling. There you guys go. That's FightNet Radio. Check us out online, boxingtonight.io. We really do appreciate the 500,000. Geez, we're really approaching our goal of 1 million. Hopefully we'll get there before summer, which is very exciting. That's Andrew Labouche. That's Miguel Antonio Barragan. My name is Lee Honish. We appreciate all of you. Click the link, support, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.